I just helped this creator, and this creator go viral on Instagram, all as small accounts, and they all basically had no idea what they were doing on Instagram. And the same exact thing can happen to you so long as you implement the 4 steps I'm going to be sharing with you. Because if you're not uploading the right content right now, or focusing on the right metrics, or the other 2 things I'm going to share with you, it's the reason that you're failing to go viral on Instagram right now during the easiest time ever to have a post get over 1 million views. Step number 1 is you need to completely change the way that you're currently thinking about Instagram, because right now you're probably thinking that you need to squeeze everything that you know or every idea that you had into every video that you create, and that's the biggest mistake that you could be making on Instagram, because the far majority of posts that go viral on Instagram right now are less than 7 seconds long, or they're just a meme, aka you need to be getting information across in 7 seconds or less. Whether you're trying to do educational content or entertaining content, you need to decrease the length of your piece of content, because if you can't squeeze what you're trying to do or say into 7 seconds, you probably don't know it that well yourself. In addition to that, you need to understand that the far majority of people on Instagram actually read descriptions on posts and don't actually just watch pieces of content, because more than 50% of people that are on Instagram do not have the sound on. So what does this mean? That you need good text on the screen. You need to be giving them a reason to actually tune into the video and turn the sound on, or you just need to be creating content that is majority text-based so that people can read it without having to turn the sound on and disrupt whatever they're doing on Instagram. On top of that, you need to understand the way people actually consume Instagram. They consume Instagram in really short spurts while they're going to the bathroom, while they're sitting at their desk, while they're doing things, so they're busy. So you need to capture their attention quickly, give them that hit of dopamine, and then boom, you need to be on to the next video. And one of the easiest ways for you to do this right now is by taking advantage of Instagram's remix feature. Here's how it works. Now here's how you actually use the remix feature. The first thing that you need to do is come over to Instagram, and then you're gonna wanna find a random reel. For example, I'm gonna find this reel right here. You're gonna click on the 3 dots right here, and then you're gonna click remix right here. And what this is gonna allow you to do is allow you to just add a simple emoji or something like that, and then you can simply post this video to your own page, and it's going to skyrocket the amount of reach that you get. For example, this creator right here has been doing this and consistently gets 10,000 plus views for literally putting in no effort. All he's doing is curating a good post, posting it as his own with his own description, his own hashtags, and he's leaving a little emoji in the video so that Instagram thinks the video is actually different. And you could do this same exact thing with other memes within your niche, and this is going to skyrocket the amount of reach that you're getting because of step number 2 to go viral on Instagram, which is that you need to make sure that you are uploading content that is getting shared. This is by far the most important thing that you can do on Instagram right now for 2 reasons. 1, it increases the amount of people that come back to Instagram, and all Instagram cares about is how much money Instagram makes. And guess what? If you're one of those people that gets people to come back to Instagram, then you're making Instagram more money. So guess what they're gonna do? They're going to push out your post more. In addition to that, 1 share on Instagram equals up to 400 views, but more importantly, those come from non-follower views. So what does that mean? If you're getting more shares on Instagram, more non-followers are seeing your content, and ultimately, you're gonna be able to grow faster on Instagram. Now, ideally, you need to be aiming for a 1-to-1 ratio between the likes that you have and the shares that you have. And I know what you're thinking right now, but Rob, that's pretty difficult. Well, there's actually a really easy way for you to do that by starting with the emotion that you're trying to create in a piece of content. I want you to think about the last video that you've shared to somebody on Instagram. It was probably something funny, it was something newsworthy, or something really entertaining. So if you're not creating content that is going to create an emotion like that somebody is then going to want to share with somebody, well, then you're probably wasting your time actually creating that piece of content. In addition to that, to get a share, you need to make sure that you're doing 2 other things right. The second thing is you need to have a call to action in your content that incentivizes somebody to share. For example, share this piece of content with somebody that can relate, or share this piece of content with somebody that needs to know the news. And then the third thing that you can do is you need to make sure that the first 2 seconds of your video foreshadows whatever is going to come next. Here's how Instagram works. Somebody is scrolling. If they don't get entertained or hooked in the first 2 seconds, they're out of there. So there is no way that your content will ever get shared or ever get watched. And if this is happening to you right now, it's why you're not getting a lot of views on Instagram. But don't worry, because there are 2 other things that you need to make sure that you're doing that are going to guarantee that you go viral on Instagram if you're able to do these things perfectly. But But first, we need to cover 3 massive mistakes that I keep seeing creators just like you make on Instagram. First and foremost, writing descriptions that are way too long. Secondly, using hashtags that are irrelevant. And third, using the wrong apps to schedule out your posts on Instagram. Because if you use the wrong app, guess what ends up happening? Instagram isn't going to push out your content, and this could be the reason that you're not getting the views that you want to on Instagram. But lucky for you, today's video sponsor Metricool solves all of these problems. And they're one of the only apps that you can use on Instagram to schedule out your posts, and Instagram won't punish you for it, but instead will actually give you more views because they also have an AI description generator, and they have the ability for you to be able to search for different hashtags to see what the best hashtag is for the specific post you're about to do. And if you want to go viral on Instagram, I strongly suggest that you go to the pinned comment below, register for 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. On top of that, if you go to plan out a post on Instagram, they will also be able to tell you the best time for you to post depending on your specific audience. I don't know why you wouldn't be using Metricool because it's literally going to make it easier for you to create descriptions, find the best hashtags, post at the right time, and they help you save so much time by being able to schedule out your content so you don't have to interrupt your day every single time you want to go post something on Instagram. So what are you waiting for? Go to the pinned comment below, register for 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. Now that third thing that you need to make sure that you're doing, and I kind of foreshadowed this earlier, is making sure that you are only taking actions that get people to come back to Instagram. Like I shared with you earlier, getting shares is one of the easiest ways to do that, but it's not the only way for you to do it. In fact, there are 3 other things you could be doing, like getting people to comment on your posts, because if people comment on your post, you can comment back, they get a notification, and then they come back to Instagram. But more importantly, they come back to your page, and again, this is a cue to Instagram that, hey, this creator right here is sending us a bunch more traffic from people that wouldn't have logged on to Instagram, and boom, Instagram makes more money, and now you're getting more reach. The next thing that you could do is start responding to every single comment that you get on Instagram. Now, if you get hundreds of comments a day, obviously you can't respond to all of them, but if you're not getting that many, ideally less than 50, then respond to every single one of those comments, because again, this is gonna get people to come back to Instagram because they're gonna get a notification, and boom, you are going to end up getting more reach on Instagram. And on top of that, what you could be doing is actually incentivizing your audience to get people to comment certain people's names. For example, there are a bunch of people out there that do posts that say tag your ex or tag somebody that you would do this with. And then guess what ends up happening? Those people start tagging people, that gets people to come back to Instagram. And again, they recognize that that came from your profile. And then finally, you could set up a broadcast channel. And I would not set up a new broadcast channel all the time. I would have a single broadcast channel that you can broadcast in. And what this is gonna do is get your top 1,000, 500, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 fans into one direct place where you can hit them with updates. They're going to get notifications, and on top of that, you can suggest to all these people that they turn on notifications for your content. So every time you post something, they come to Instagram right away. You get that immediate good reaction, and boom, Instagram now wants to push out your content like crazy. Now, for the last and most important thing that you need to do if you want to go viral on Instagram, that is that you need to have an interesting take or an interesting video on things that people actually care about. And this is going to be really evident from the first 2 seconds of your content. And the only way that you're going to be able to accomplish this is by studying what is working for other people within your niche and then recreating that. If you're a small account right now, or you're a big account and you're struggling to go viral, it's because you're not taking this seriously. You need to understand something. If you were going to learn how to play basketball, what would you do? You'd watch Michael Jordan videos or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James videos, and then you try to shoot a basketball like them. You wouldn't just make up some random way for you to be able to shoot a basketball. If you were trying to learn the piano, you would do the same thing. You would start with Mary's Had a Little Lamb or some other song, and then eventually you'd be able to make your own music. Social media is the same exact way. If you're struggling right now, it feels like everything you post, you put a lot of effort into, you simply need to start modeling your content a lot more closely after what is working for other people. And like I said, whether or not the video is going to do well is going to be evident in the first 2 seconds. Let me show you a few examples to really prove this to you. So, here's what you want to actually do. If we just go look at Instagram, like if we look at these posts right here, it's kind of obvious that this post was going to do so well because it says July 2024. And when was this post posted? It was posted just a day ago. So the beginning of July, this video did so well because it's specific to something. It's an update. And anybody that has an American Express card or has anything to do with Chase or American Express is going to be interested in this video, which is why it did so much better than every other video. So what can he do? do? Focus more on the news, and boom, he's gonna start to get more views. Now let's go to the Reels feed, and we'll really be able to see this in an obvious way right here. Calling my fiance to let him know I can save $50 on the $3,700 bag I want if I buy it today. Why'd this video do so well? Because it's so relatable and got shared so many times. If we look at this one, it shows a really nice view. Now you need to remember something. If you live on the coast, this might not be a nice view to you, but to the far majority of people on Instagram, this isn't the view that they see every day. So they see this and say, whoa, that's really nice. I want to look at that. Now this one right here is again another good one. Every dead body on Mount Everest was once a highly motivated person, so maybe calm down. The good part about this is that you can't actually tell. This kind of looks like a photo, but it's a video, so it keeps getting looped over and over again. And this is kind of a really odd thing here and kind of hard to read, which a lot of times wouldn't do that well, but because it's in an odd situation, it makes you want to slow down and actually read it. Now this one right here, again, has an incredibly famous person on it. It is incredibly relatable. It is a meme. Again, you would think it's a photo if you were just scrolling because it's not actually any action happening, and the same exact content gets watched over and over again, which increases the reach. It's incredibly relatable, and boom. That's why these videos end up going viral, and it's why your videos aren't going viral, because they lack those things. And if you want to go viral, like the 3 creators that I shared with you earlier in this video, well, I personally want to help you. In fact, I want to tell you everything you need to be doing differently to guarantee that you get more followers on Instagram. If that sounds interesting, well, please check out this video right here that explains the 3 different ways that we could work together so I can help you hit your goals on Instagram so you can get more views, more followers, and maybe be able to do Instagram full time. What are you waiting for? I'll see you in this video.